Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new free DLC for Battlefield Hardline. This is called Blackout. It came out yesterday. It's free for everyone. You can go download it, try out 2 new maps, 2 new weapons, and 1 new gadget. Now the new maps are nighttime versions of pre-existing maps. We have the Bank Job, which has been renamed to Night Job, and then we have Backwoods, which has been cleverly renamed to Nightwoods. Now what I like about these maps is that if you think about it, a police raid or a firefight or something going down usually happens at night. If you're going to conduct a crime or a bank robbery or something like that, you're not going to do it in broad daylight. So the whole setting, the whole area feels a little bit more realistic, which is what I think Hardline has always struggled with, is trying to create an element of realism in a massive 64-player cops versus robbers shootout. Now the 2 new weapons are universal. That means all classes can use them. They're not hard to unlock. To unlock the M110K5, if that's the proper way to say the name of the gun, you have to get 25 battle rifle kills on both of the nighttime maps. So 25 kills on each map. Now this rifle is awesome. It's pretty much a battle rifle with a permanently affixed suppressor. It hits like a truck and keeps you off the mini-map, but it's got significant recoil. So if you can tame the recoil, then you're going to be having a pretty good time with this weapon, especially on the dark maps where you can be a bit more stealthy. The next new gun is essentially the same thing as the R0993, but it's shooting 300 Blackout rounds, which are designed for suppressed weapons. So it's got that permanently affixed suppressor. To unlock it, you're going to need to get 10 kills with the R0993, the standard one, on both of the maps. So it's a bit easier to unlock than the battle rifle is. I didn't enjoy using this gun that much just because I felt like the ranged effectiveness of it was really short. So unless you confine yourself to extremely close quarter engagements, I just wasn't liking it that much. I did really enjoy the M110K5 though. Now the new unlockable gadget is the night vision goggles. They're available to every single class. I think it's about a $10,000 unlock, so not very hard to get. You can probably just buy it right away as soon as you get into the game. And this will turn everything green on nighttime maps. And if you're on a daytime map, it'll turn everything extremely bright green to the point where you can't really see stuff. So you're pretty much going to want to use it on nighttime maps only, but there are other nighttime maps in Battlefield Hardline, so it's not just relegated to the 2 new maps. I like that Hardline has gone with the actual night vision goggle route. You'll even notice that the police class gets the night vision goggles that the soldiers in Zero Dark 30 got, with those sort of 4 binocular look. It looks really cool, and I like that you don't have to like put up your weapon sights to actually see night vision or infrared images. You still do have your night vision optic and FLIR optics, but now you don't necessarily need them if you want to run with just your traditional red dot sight. They will be rendered differently, and some of your red dot sights you might not enjoy as much if you're running with the goggles. The only real downside of running with the night vision goggles is that you can't actually take them off, so if somebody's blinding you with a flashlight or there's incredibly bright fire in front of you, you can't do anything about it. You're just kind of stuck trying to make things work with your night vision goggles, whereas in real life they have a very easy to flip up mechanism. It would be kind of cool if you could take them on and off, you know, like you could back in Call of Duty 4 or something. One of those, any game pretty much with night vision goggles, they usually allow you to flip them on and off. I found the goggles to be most useful on Nightwoods maps. Since it's such a big, wide open map, the goggles will make it much easier to pinpoint your targets when you're just out and about in the middle of the forest. There isn't a lot of cover, and sometimes if people are flanking you from one direction, you'll have no idea until it's just way too late. The damage model in Hardline is a bit more intense than Battlefield 4, so you don't necessarily have a lot of reactionary time, so you really have to plan out your movement much more carefully in this game. Now there's been a lot of fixes and tweaking and balancing, as there always is in any patch, but one of the most significant updates is a massive standardization to muzzle velocity. Previously, lots of guns had different bullet travel speeds, and that would make them more or less effective at ranges. Well, they've now standardized a lot of this based on the caliber of round that they're shooting. All battle rifles in the game now shoot 700 meters per second. This is really good news overall. It's going to make them significantly more effective at range. Not to mention, a lot of assault rifles have been significantly downgraded as well. Anything shooting a 7.62 by 39 round, which is like your AKM style weapon, those are going to be shooting 450 meters per second, so say goodbye to your long range effectiveness. Then we have 5.56 by 45. This is like 90% of the guns in the game. Your standard M4, M16, M416, those are all going to be shooting 500 meters per second, and that's a significant significant downgrade if you're used to, say, running the M16A3, which shoots 650 meters per second before the patch. You're now losing 150 meters per second. So be prepared for your favorite guns to be playing a bit differently. It's not to say that they're bad, and I was running with the M416 and having just a good old time wrecking people, but at longer ranges you're going to want to think twice about using assault rifles now. Now, whether or not you take this to be good news or bad news, it's just the way the game plays right now. I don't know if I would call this a realistic update, even though standardizing muzzle velocity for ammunition type is a little bit realistic, even though powder and barrel length and stuff like that can still affect the bullet velocity. The part that's not actually realistic is the muzzle velocities themselves. 5.56 standardly can shoot at over 900 meters per second, so the fact that all of the weapons shooting 5.56 are being reduced to 500 meters per second, almost half of the realistic muzzle velocity, it just goes to show you that it's not a realistic update, and it's for game balance purposes. Obviously, they want to try and make these weapons less effective at ranges. There's been a few other weapon tweaks. The R0993, previously known as the worst carbine to use in the game, has now been upgraded back to what it pretty much previously did before they gave it a huge nerf. I don't know what they're doing with this gun. Make it good, make it bad, make it good again. It now does 24 damage max, 16 minimum, up from the 20 max to 12 minimum. This is a huge change on this weapon, so if you liked the R0993, also known as the M4 or the AR-15, it is now significantly more effective, although not quite as good as your standard carbine because it still doesn't do 25 max. Apparently one of the highlights of this patch is a big update to spectator mode, fixing stuff, adding features, all that stuff, so the two people that use spectator mode in Battlefield Hardline can rejoice at this news. Honestly, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I used spectator mode in Hardline, but maybe people use it. I'd love to find out, actually. Let me know in the comments if you use spectator mode in Battlefield Hardline. Now, as for the rest of this free DLC, this is an awesome update, especially since it's free. So if you have Hardline, download it now, try it out. It's actually really fun to play. I like the new maps. They play really well as nighttime maps. The forest one is a bit tricky. I feel like you're almost forced to use the night vision goggles on there to at least be able to compete with your opponents. The nighttime job, or night job, whatever the name of this map is actually totally doable without the night vision goggles, but it is still fun to run around with your night vision goggles and make everything look ugly and green. The maps themselves actually do look quite good when you're not wearing the goggles, and the forest map has got this really cool sort of background forest fire effect where everything's sort of orangish. I like it. It's good stuff. Good job, Visceral. Way to add free content to the game. Everybody loves free stuff. It's a good way to get people back in and playing when you give them tons of free stuff, especially when it's quality free stuff, and everything here certainly is. So hats off to Visceral. Good job, guys. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to the next expansion, especially Gun Bench. Can't wait till that comes in the game. And everyone, thanks for watching. See you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.